Could it be right? So right. Could it be true? LARP at night is good for you. Take off your socks and put up your feet. Join us now with Hugo and
Felix? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the very first episode of LARP at Night with your amazing sexy hosts Felix and Hugo.
Hello.
Hello, Hugo.
Hello.
How's your day going?
I'm okay. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm fine.
That I agree. It is currently, what's the time?
It's 11:15, Felix.
It's 11:15.
Maybe turn your head once in a while, that would work.
No, I'm aware of that. So, this is our very first episode of this amazing podcast. We have no clue how this is going to go. We just wanted to inform you real quick that we're hopefully going to do this each week. Each week we're going to have a topic of which the podcast is going to be based around. It's going to be fun. We're going to enjoy it. And we're just here to have a smashingly fun time.
You know, I can't see you over my microphone, right?
I just see a black blob.
Yes, just with exactly the size of my head. Anyway.
We're completely covered in
Cats, books, papers, everything we can find.
cords and no beer.
Exactly.
We forgot beer.
Which is stupid.
Well, we don't have any left, unfortunately. Doesn't matter.
We
Anyway.
do have beer, but I don't bother to pick it up. Anyway.
For fuck's sakes.
Uh-huh.
I'll get it in a second. Okay, anyway. This week's hot topic for this episode is change. You see, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, or if you don't, and you've been living under a rock for the last almost 2 years now, eh?
But that's a year and a half.
Year and a half, okay, year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half.
COVID has kind of stopped us from being able to do the things that we love.
Like LARP.
Like LARP, especially LARP. So, this week's topic is going to be about change. Which very much means that... Actually, I kind of got lost there. It's the first time for me, okay? I had no clue. Anyway, which means it's now time for... the news.
Yes.
For those who don't know, and you will not know, this is the first episode, Hugo has found news articles. I have some too, but I cannot... Oh, there's my phone. So we will find news articles and talk about them for a little bit, enjoy it, stuff like that. So Hugo, give me the first LARP-related news that we have this week.
Well, for me, honestly, it's the only piece of information I could find, which is fine. It's a big piece of news.
Okay.
Because as we all know, with the LARP, one big country that really likes to do it is Germany.
Yeah.
And just like us, Germany has been put on hold with their LARPing, and one of their big events, which is 5 days, one after another, just complete camping in character, completely fighting in character, is something that's called the Conquest of Methodia, which is a really nice, a really cool battle. It has over 3,000 people participating and fighting for a single cause or fighting against each other. And because in 2020 the pandemic hit, they had to put it on hold, but they're back this year. They have decided to come together at half the capacity, and they actually.
So wait a minute. Actually, which reminds me, is this the big LARP?
That is the big LARP. That's correct.
Well, that's actually pretty special because
that is the if you're talking about the one near Brokalo in New Hanover, which is
yeah.
It's that one. It's that one.
I do remember because I actually talked to one of the photographers that went there, and he actually explained that there was a point where he actually thought it would not return at all.
But it did actually. Excuse me. It was over. That's the door for Mom. But this is over 6,000 players, which used to be. Where most likely it's been halved because it's. Let me just take a look. It has over 6,000 hectares of playable field. It's a giant manor. It's an enormous manor from a family that has lived there for 400 years.
Now, as you know, Hugo, this is our first podcast, right?
Correct.
But you do have to get closer to your microphone.
For fuck's sake! Hello. Can
Not too close. Oh, Hugo, no. I'm gonna blow out the fucking microphone. I'm gonna move with that. Okay. So that's actually good. So LARP's coming back across the world. La, very fun.
At least there it is. I don't know about the rest of the world.
On other news, I have a piece of news for you. Hugo,
Yes.
what is the one thing that we see quite a bit at LARP?
Drinking?
No.
Fighting?
No.
Spells?
No.
Orcs?
No.
Elves? Mordeg?
Okay, well, you're not just naming... Yeah, we see all of them. That's true.
Yes.
Fair, no, fair point. But, I mean, what is one thing that's, like, very... You hear of, but you don't see? Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Gods and such? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it's not story-related.
Uh-huh.
Closer to your mic, Hugo.
For fuck's sake. Okay, yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So... Put it this way. When two LARPers meet... Right? Okay, I don't know.
And they love each other very much.
No, okay. You hit it. Okay, you got it. You hit it on the net, okay? Basically, as you know, and as many of you, our lovely listeners probably know, love can happen in LARP.
Yes.
You will agree on this.
Yes.
Two people meet, they get married, it's very pretty, there's a lot of swords involved,
Yes.
especially in LARP. Anyway...
Ask Granny about this. She knows a lot about it.
Anyway, a little bit of a situation down in, I believe, in Manchester, of all places.
Manchester?
In Manchester.
What the fuck?
In England.
Okay, yeah.
You know where Manchester is?
Yes, I know where Manchester is. Just continue.
Okay.
What?
Anyway, an article from the Washington Post has recently posted that a man has been left mutilated, okay,
Okay.
due to a pipe bomb explosion, okay?
Okay.
Do you want to know the reason for this?
Because it was a LARPer?
It was actually because of a love triangle in a LARP community.
Okay, and one of them threw the pipe bomb, or what?
No. One got jealous of the other guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Think about this for a second, okay? One LARPer got so jealous of the other LARPer, okay, that he sent a package to the door.
Okay.
Okay. The guy opened it up, blew up, bunch of nails everywhere. Guy completely mutilated. Okay.
Imagine if those were just prop nails, like foam.
Yeah, but like, but that's the point, right? We're talking about LARP here.
Yes, but what does it have to do? So it's a LARP triangle, but it is a pipe bomb thrown at a guy in Manchester.
No. One guy got jealous at the other guy, okay?
Okay.
Because of a girl. Because of a love triangle, right?
Yes.
So he sent a pipe bomb to the guy.
Okay. Bit extreme.
You're not faced by this at all, that this tragedy has happened in the LARP community. This is LARP news.
Is this LARP news? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe talking about Mordek's tights would have been a lot better, but okay.
Really?
Yeah.
A guy got mutilated
Yes.
in a LARP community. These are our people, you.
I don't know what to think about it. That's just.
You're just like, oh, that's fine. So if you got a pipe bomb sent to you, I should be okay with you having this perpetuated thought, basically.
Well, what am I supposed to say now? What am I supposed to do, huh?
I think the best thing we can do is give an important message to all of our LARP friends out there. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do not send pipe bombs to people you don't like.
Or else I'll beat you up with a hammer.
Exactly. And remember...
Stay safe out there, kids.
Stay safe.
Eat your greens.
Eat your beans. Don't send pipe bombs. It's...
Drink moderately, do lots of reading.
Yeah, why don't you just do that?
Yeah, just do some reading.
No, just drink.
That works.
Yeah.
I mean, plenty of LARPers do it, so...
Anyway, if you are in a loving relationship as a LARPer, please do not hesitate to give us a call so you can be on this amazing podcast. We work late. We have beer. And yeah, just give us a call at... I don't have a number right now. Just shoot us a message. If you want to be on this podcast, no hesitation. We'll put you on here. We're not that desperate. And on to next piece of news. Hugo, please, give it to me.
I don't have another piece of news.
That's it?
I just told you that was the only piece of news I had. Like I said...
You don't have anything.
No, I do not.
This is the worst first podcast.
I'm sorry. When I looked up these articles, I couldn't find nothing that was current. Like, everything came from 2019.
You know how to use Google.
I know how to use Google.
Yeah, clearly. For God's sakes. Okay, give me... Okay. Which means, if we really don't have anything... God, this week's been boring when it comes to LARP.
Yes.
Nothing at all.
What the hell are we doing?
All right. Well, since we don't have any more news, and this is our first podcast, which has gone absolutely amazing so far, we're now going to go to discussion.
Okay.
As we know, the topic of this the first episode of this podcast is...
COVID?
Not I just said the title, like...
A discussion?
No. Change.
All right.
Change.
All right.
The reason why this is the topic today is because in the last... And I don't know too much about it. You have to explain this to me. In the last... What has it been? A month and a half? There's been a lot of debate about change around LARP.
Right. A big one.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen around, but it was a discussion that was put up, and I'm not sure as of earlier today that if it's still on a discussion at a point. But I know that some LARPers were speaking of a time jump in the gaming world, the gaming story of 150 years forward, which wouldn't make sense in my eyes, but I know that there was a quick stop put down to it quickly.
Well, I mean, I don't understand why, but that's a pretty big piece of change, right?
It is a very big piece of change.
Yeah.
The entire...
So I have a funny proposal. I was actually thinking about this yesterday. I remember, be a bit closer to you if you can. We're in a bit of an uncomfortable position right now when it comes to the microphone.
We're sitting on the couch. That's what we're doing. We're sitting on the bleeding couch.
It's comfortable.
Okay.
Well, here's a good... Since that is a pretty big change, and many characters would be... Dead, lost... Gone...
Disappeared... Vanished...
All that stuff.
Yes.
Even though that's going on, basically, I propose something smaller, and, it's a good thing to propose to GMs. Why don't... rather than make one huge change that affects everyone, why don't we make it that... There's small changes.
For example?
Well, like individual people, right? That they all have different changes that kind of, For instance, okay, I'll propose something to you, okay?
Yes.
Serious question. I want you to seriously answer because it's... For instance, King Willy Wonka, Willy Wushu, Willy...
Windowmaker, yes.
Windy Lala.
Yes.
What about if King Willy...
Windtunnel, yes.
Blue hair.
Blue hair, that's an interesting... Actually, it would be a great thing, but you have to think about his complete color scheme. He's from Helm's Deep.
So?
Well,
green hair.
Maybe black hair. White hair.
No. That's... Everyone does that.
Of course everybody does that.
No, but he's got red hair now, right? Uh-huh. And we're talking about a big piece of change, right?
Yes.
We're talking about a big piece of change here.
Maybe he should braid his hair as well. That would be nice.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he does that already, doesn't he?
Long braided hair.
Yeah.
It's shave the sides and then just braid the top like a Viking.
No, but why don't we do stuff like that? Like King Willy with blue hair. I don't know.
I mean, my character already has some costume changes, so.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the length of my hair now. It's pretty long.
Yeah, it's you can almost make a lasso out of it.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. Why don't you make here's a good proposal for GMs: small changes for every character.
Does it have to be, or can they choose to do it?
Well, they can choose. I mean, part of the. But I don't think 150 years would be a good choice.
No, 150 years is way too much because that would. I know that would change the game in such a drastic way that because many characters would be dead. A lot of the storyline is gone, just like that.
Yeah.
Just kaput.
That makes sense. I don't know. It's just something to consider. Do you have any interesting questions to ask?
I'm just gonna wonder how that hair's gonna look like. It's gonna look fantastic.
It's gonna look pretty great.
Yeah. You have to stand back and take a look at it as well, though. Like, how would the world of Dagger Deep actually look like in 150 years' time?
Well, that's part of the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, you could always imagine it. You can always write about it, draw it. How would it look like? How would the characters look like? Would there be new characters in place? For example, new descendants of said characters. new.
Well, it's fair. It actually proposes a good question. Please comment below what you think about this. Should it be small changes? Should there be one big change? What can we do to kind of make up for the fact that we haven't had LARP in 1.5 years? I mean, it is 1.5 years. It's quite a bit. I know we can, come up with different things to kind of...
I know that if you look at, for example, I have Discord, and which Discord is like a form of Facebook, but it's more orientated around gamers and such. So that's for the people who don't know.
I think most people at LARP know what that is.
I know, but it's just for those who don't.
Yeah.
Basically, on my own Discord, I have a couple of servers that I have some role-playing that I do with a couple of people. So at least one of my characters is accounted for what they're doing and that sort of stuff. But it's always good to do that and have tiny little bits of cosmetic changes, maybe behavioral changes, whatever your character would do or would go through in 1.5 years. Think about yourself. Think about 1.5 years back. How were you? Like, how would you have been? How would you have reacted to things in a different way? Maybe that's how your character would think. Think how your character would have developed in 1.5 years time.
Yeah.
Same, for example, if let's say you are a vampire or an elf in 150 years' time, how would they have changed? How would they have?
Yeah, well, that can change in that, but it's just one of those things. Again, to all our listeners, comment below what you think. Comment, anything you want us to discuss next week. We can have a discussion on any of the questions you post. Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is our first podcast. This is
very rough, but. We really are having fun. We really like to do this. But we were just like giggling for half an hour earlier, trying to get the settings right.
Yeah. And
even now, I'm sitting too far away from my microphone, and Felix is not sitting comfortably at all with the cat on his lap. But
no. So if you do want to hear more of this, it's going to be way more interesting. We're going to, of course, put way more effort in once it does build up a bit. We just want your input,
We want to know what you think. This is a podcast, and if you like it, let us know down below or whatever. We don't mind. We love to hear what you think. If you have any topics you want to talk about, if you want to,
and hey, if you want to be on it,
yeah, exactly. Just let us know. Shoot us a message.
Exactly.
We'll get you on here.
Our dream is for you to be able to just go about your daily life.
Mm-hmm. And be able to listen to this.
Yeah. Draw.
The drivel that we turned out.
Make art. No, but really, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
The official podcast of LARP.
Dagger Deep at Night.
Dagger Deep at Night.
LARP at Night.
With your hosts, Beavis and Butthead.
Exactly.
Which brings us... This is discussion time. Hugo, any other interesting discussion questions or points?
No, for me, actually, the discussion still revolves around that. There's not much else that you would be able to do in this day and age, like at this moment in time. There's not much going on in the LARP community.
Well, but we can still ask. Okay, I have an interesting question you might be interested in. I think you actually like this one. Okay. Increased law enforcement in LARP. And I was thinking. No, seriously, I was thinking about that. Okay.
Yeah, you could try to do that. The town guard is there, but half the time the town guard is just muddling and just walking.
No. But even I'm not
even on shift most of the time.
No, that's true. But that's because it's part of the story arc. It's difficult to do. But I had this idea. I had this dream actually, weirdly enough, last night, and that was that. What if there were more actually based,
like actual guards?
No, not actual guards. Like that the fuck. Let me think about this. I don't know how to word this. The punishment, right?
Yes.
For a lot of things these days is death.
Not quite.
Well, you screw up, it's death, or you have to pay like a small fine, or
for like I know that for misdemeanor you have to do a community service, which is
or if you're Merrick, where you just do it and everyone just looks at you and you're like,
what the fuck?
No, he just like he flips off the king and then he just walks off and everyone just seems to be fine with it.
I know that actually Merrick did not get killed by the people of Dagger Deep.
No.
He got killed by the Horoganites in a duel to the death. I know that.
Yeah.
That's how. As I went over my in-character stuff that I just read over, I don't actually comment on those. But there was one point that a couple of Horoganites that
Well, basically,
they fought Merrick, and then I know that they gave him a warrior's death, a warrior's burial.
yeah, but okay. Besides that point, that's not really the point, right? The point more than anything is like I was thinking, what if things are you up the laws a little bit in a way?
Okay.
Does that make sense? So name a crime.
Okay, chopping off somebody's arm.
That's really
Very, very specific. Yes.
jail time.
How long?
A full week.
A full week jail time.
A full week jail time.
So they cannot play the character for a mission.
No, they can just in jail.
Okay.
Unless they escape, in which case their punishment gets worse. But in that regard, you'd have to be more secretive about the things that you do, right?
Yes.
Which means you have more chance of more role-playing, more chances for secret organizations, stuff like that.
Technically speaking, there are those laws, so we have to take a look at them again. It's been a year and a half.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, enforce them for smaller things too. You know, like pickpocketing and stuff like that. If you get caught with that, you know, lose a finger for 3 weeks. I don't know, something. I was thinking about that. Sounds interesting.
Well, I know that. Yeah, the effect, like the dread curse effect, it gives you.
Yeah.
But that's 12 weeks instead of 3 weeks. So that you could do something like, I don't know, lose both your arms for 12 weeks if you do something really, really bad. For example.
That's just cruel.
Well, yeah.
That's just fucking cruel.
Yeah. Well, what can you do?
Not enforce that law.
Well, then don't do that. Don't do the law breaking rule that enforces that punishment.
Okay, well, just don't make it worse. You know. Okay. Fair enough. Do you have another discussion point? Okay.
There's a worse way to go, which is the funeral pyre, if you remember.
Oh, but that was fun. See, that'd be cool. Like
Marcus Quintus Titus burned brightly because of his armor.
Yeah, I know, but like, if then he should get punished for that, shouldn't he?
I don't know. I don't even know what he did.
It doesn't matter. Okay. So, do you have another discussion point? Any interesting discussion questions you've been thinking about?
I'm actually kind of wondering what would happen with when LARP starts back up again for things like how will the game work, how will the rules work, how will the effects work, the spells work, the fighting work, the social gathering, how would that work? How would
everyone? Let's hope we not have a LARP where everyone has to wear masks. That would suck.
Well, technically, you know what would be funny though is that if you think about it, you're not allowed to wear a mask in town. That is
good point.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
That's a good point. Actually.
That's a very interesting thing to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, here's an interesting one, and I would like to. We have quite a few buildings.
Right.
In Dagger Deep.
Right.
I have a weird suggestion. Actually, it's more of a question. I guess you would know this. Does Shawl have a church? Or like a place where he could basically...
No, but they should.
I think they should.
I mean, the Morgan has one. I know that, and they're like hidden. Why can't the Shawl have one? For example, dead center in the fire pit. I'm just saying, or have it like somewhere up a fig tree. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, just something, and it would all be shawls just hanging everywhere, something like that.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Imagine just trying to be an NPC shawl. Just have what was the one that started it? No, the in character. What was the person that
Calvin?
No, Calvin. Yes, but which character did he play?
The shawl.
Right, but the name of that guy.
Frederick or something?
Frederick, okay.
I'm not saying it's Frederick. I'm just
let's say
Calvin, we're sorry.
Yes, I'm
it's
sorry.
It's not that. It's just we know you as the Sean.
Yes, we are honestly very, very tired.
And we love the shawl.
Please enforce me. I want to be part of the show. Thank you so much.
He really does, actually.
I know.
Like he's joking about it now, but
I'm joking about it, but I'm actually secretly under all of this camaraderie, just bravado. I really want to be a part of it. That's all I'm just asking.
I think we should. What time? Okay, we're getting on to 25 minutes. We said 30, so that's pretty good time. Mm-hmm. Which means it's time for story time.
All right.
I'm just being quiet so we could, in the hope that there might be like a little intro song or something. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, this is how unprepared we are. Doesn't matter. Okay. Story time. You go. Give me an interesting story that other LARPers will be interested in. No pressure. How about I start?
Okay.
I need someone to come forward in LARP. That's basically part of my story, okay?
What do you mean come forward?
Well, a couple of years ago,
Spit it out, man.
I'm trying to think of the
Don't be
best way.
shy.
Okay, put it this way. You know, I have a doctor appointment in a month.
Yes, I do too.
That's...
But what's your point? Just
I have a
out with it.
I have a doctor's appointment for my nose.
Okay.
Okay?
Oversized nostrils, yes.
No, not oversized nostrils.
Continue.
That's nothing to do with it.
Continue.
I have a bad nose as a
Yes.
result of cracking
Somebody
it.
smashing right into it?
Yeah,
Yes,
as a
okay.
result of cracking it and breaking it a couple times.
Okay, yes.
This actually really started. I was running through Orksfield, and there was a girl behind me. Okay?
Okay.
I forgot who this person was. I honestly can't remember. I was running. This girl was running behind me, and I stopped, turned, and the moment I turned, I was hunched over a little bit. Okay? Mm-hmm. I hunched over, I turned around, and the girl behind me was wearing like a breastplate, you know?
Yep.
And they were perfectly in the shape, okay,
Yes.
of her breasts.
Okay.
Okay? So they're, right.
Yeah.
You can visualize it.
Yeah, go figure.
So can everyone at home.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Really.
so basically, I was running, right? Mm-hmm. And I stopped immediately, and I turned. And the moment I turned, my nose connected to the piece of metal
Yes.
right on her chest. Full in my face, okay? I was in a lot of pain. This person asked me if I was okay. I said I was fine. I walked back to town.
Yes.
And as I walked back in town, someone else said, "Hey, your nose is hanging slightly one direction."
Oh, God.
Well, do you remember this at all?
No, I wasn't there. Like, I wasn't there at that moment. I was somewhere else.
Oh, even though
I was probably lost in the woods. Who knows?
who knows? But basically, that's happened. And then I was basically holding my nose for the rest of the day, trying to get it back. So now there's a funny little curve.
Yeah, it looks kind of wonky.
Shut the fuck up.
Looks like sideways. But okay. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, the point is that basically I'm gonna go to the doctor, and I was wondering, I'm not gonna do anything. They're not gonna press any dumb charges, nothing like that, nothing stupid. I'm just really curious because I might have had a concussion. Because for the love of me, I cannot remember who that was.
Was it dark or like?
What do you mean?
Was it like getting dark or was it near dark? Was it
What do you mean?
twilight? Like the
Oh no, it was midday. The sun
Midday.
was out. This is midsummer.
well, I mean, knowing your brains, yeah, you could have.
But basically, if anyone in LARP, genuine question, anyone LARP can remember this incident and was the other person who, I can't believe I'm saying this, who crooked my nose with her breasts. That's basically what happened. Please comment below and say it was me. I would very much appreciate to know who it was because for the life of me, I can't figure it out. And it's been a curse on my poor soul for like years on end because I can't figure out who this person was. And my nose has been shite as a result of it. So
It just wants to be friends.
again, I'm not looking for a problem, like nothing like that at all. I'm just genuinely curious because I can't remember because of the smack to my face.
At least it wasn't chainmail. No, it would have been cheese grater.
There was actually chainmail. Like the person was wearing chainmail. I remember just pook, and then I kind of forgot everything at that point. But like my nose is still bad as a result. So if it was you, comment below. It was me. Lol. Hashtag crush some nose with my tits. Or across my nose with some breasts, sorry.
Yes, and he really did that, ladies and gentlemen. He has been ranting for 3.5 minutes straight about a crooked nose. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Hugo, do you have a story time?
Actually, yes, but it's more of a personal favorite of mine, just because I got to express a lot of power and control, which I really loved, as you know.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
So, do you remember that we had the story arc of the Highlanders?
Yes, nice kilts.
I think it was the second to last mission of that arc that
Yep.
the Dark Fae appeared. Do you remember the ones that were
Yeah.
dressed in red, black, and cracked face?
Yeah, I remember.
And remember that effect that any like elf, dwarf, or gnome would and goblin, I think any like persuasion effect would go straight through. For anybody, any persuasion effect would go straight through. But for an elf,
No, I remember.
for those creatures, it would last the whole day.
Yeah.
That happened to Gilfaz, my character.
Okay.
My own character. I was
I think
I was stuck. I was caught by them, and the people that played it was fantastic because I actually just went along with it. It was really funny, but they persuaded me to be on their side for the whole day, and so my character actually, because I had recently acquired the spell to summon an undead raging zombie, and because I had the lovely ability of divine intervention, which is a bishop's ability, basically to substitute spell the mana of a spell into an ability form in a way that how can I just explain this? You call upon your deity, they take the brunt for you. You get the exhaustion instead. Basically, my character was able to summon in one singular time. He had around. He was able to have 5 raging zombies at once, basically like little minions just circling around. That was the greatest form because I could turn anyone I wanted, any townsfolk. So I took I cannot remember. People keep calling him Shiny or something like that. He's like he's from Uberland.
I wouldn't know.
He wears he's like all plate armor and such. He
Tin Boy?
I think Tin Man. Yeah.
Lord.
Excuse me, the Tin Man. If it was you,
Lord Centaurian, you.
Fuck.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a very long while. I need to learn. I need to brush up my names.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. As you heard, Hugo wants power,
and Felix crushed his nose and raved about it for 3.5 minutes
on some breasts.
And yes.
And don't forget, Hugo might be a dom, judging by the amount of power he wants. Take note. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure for our first episode. I think we have to. What do you think?
I think we should tie off here.
We should tie. That's the word I was looking for. Tie off.
Yeah, tie it off. Tie it like a water balloon.
We really do hope that you enjoyed this first episode.
That it was at least listenable.
That you had some fun.
And it was in some way informative. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
I like to think that a news section about LARP is actually pretty relevant.
Yeah, I think if there's any more things that are happening in the LARP community at this time that we can find, then of course we'll be happy to share them with you lovely listeners. So.
Of course, and if you would like to join us, we'll figure out a way. Obviously, if you would like to be a guest on our podcast for all of our LARP friends to hear, of course, and you would like to be here during discussion time and be here during story time, whatever you prefer, please do not hesitate to comment down below. Mm-hmm. Like this podcast so we know that you enjoy it. Let us know.
Yes.
It is a bit long. It's 33 minutes, but I don't know. I believe it's 33 minutes well spent.
Also, before we leave, one final note: as we of course we must get the man, the myth, the legend, King Willie himself onto this podcast.
Of course.
If it kills us, we must.
Jared, we would love to have you on this podcast as well.
No pressure, of course. No pressure.
No pressure. I want to thank the entire LARP community for having such an amazing community.
I want to thank all of the players, everybody, the basically everybody for sticking it out in the pandemic, but also working together before the pandemic, just trying to get the game across, to bring it to people, to discuss everything, to go through so much crap to share the game.
Tough times ask for tough measures, and I hope everyone here is doing great. I hope everyone is staying safe and being good to themselves. Do not touch your mic, Hugo. It's causing a stupid sound thing on the... Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Felix.
My name is Hugo.
We want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for the first episode, and we'll see you again...
later.
Next week.
Also, Felix is a furry.
Hugo's a dog.